Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great. I finally got some things set up here in my office where I can do a little live stream here on Facebook. So, I want to, this is what I want to do today. I want to give you a little encouragement, like my wife shared with me, some really cool stuff that she found. And then I also want to take a few minutes and answer some FAQs. So whenever I've done seminars in the past, I always ask, so what questions do you have? And so I've got a few of those written down right here, and I want to share those answers with you. But let me grab that little word of encouragement that my wife gave me right here. So, Teddy Roosevelt, the only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who doesn't do anything. I have made a lot of mistakes, okay? I've messed things up. I have sent emails out that didn't belong to my entire email list. I have dropped some major bombs before. I've even done that for clients too, and it really stinks. But through that process, I learned, you got to make sure you fix this along the way. And through that, I've grown. I've learned how to do bigger and better things, and it's really helped my clients. It's helped me grow. So the only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. Teddy Roosevelt. Thanks to my wife who shared that with me. So that was really cool. So here's a marketing question that I wanted to share with you. I would love to hear what type of ads to post on social media. What ads really work well and which ones don't. What kind of words to say, what kind of stuff to stay away from. That's quite a bit of question right there. So what type of ads work on social media? Number one, I would always say, whether it's organic or ads, video is where you need to be. You need to be creating video. Which ads really work well and which ads don't. So now your images that you use, what tends to be working better right now is images and video that looks like you just picked up your doggone phone and shot it. Those are working really well. If you don't have a huge studio or a lot of video capability, pick up your phone. Now, I'd recommend you using some type of microphone. I use this lavalier microphone right here. It's by Rode. It's the Smart Lav. Excuse me. It's the Smart Lav, and then I use the small wireless thing. I go right in my phone with that, and that makes really good audio for the videos that I've made before in the past. Some of y'all have seen those. So I would recommend you use a microphone. You don't have to, but I'd recommend you use a microphone if you're going to make a video. But video is definitely the way to go when it comes to organic posts and ads. Now, what words to say? This person also said, what kind of words to say? Here's the thing. If you're trying to sell a service or product, you've got to think in terms of a sales letter. And a sales letter essentially is going to have three parts to it. It's going to have your problem, the agitation of that problem, and the solution. You want to be thinking in terms of what is the problem that somebody's facing? What's the stakes if they don't fix that problem? And then lastly, the solution that you're bringing to the table. So I do this all the time with a couple of clients of mine where I make videos for them, go to their shop, shoot them video, talk to me about, and so when trying to come up with the content, whenever I do this, I say, talk to me about some problem that a customer brought into your shop and what you guys did to fix it. And we do that over and over. And that has created a plethora of really, really great content. What is the problem that somebody's facing? What's at stake if they don't fix the problem? And then what's it going to look like whenever they get it fixed? What's the solution that you bring to the table? Okay, so in this same question, there's a few pieces to this question. I'd love to hear what type of ads to post on social media. I would highly recommend video. Which ads really work well? Which ones don't? You don't want to use some type of clickbait headline or image that just gets people to react, but doesn't really match your message with what you're trying to market. So keep that in mind as well. What words to say? We talked about that. And what kind of stuff to stay away from. Now, there's two areas that Facebook is particularly hard on, and that's the finance world, and that is the health and fitness world, especially when running ads. You can say more stuff with in an organic post, but whenever it comes to running ads, they're really hard on those two areas, and kind of the real estate market too. You've got to... Their doggone community guidelines are almost kind of hard to follow sometimes. But you can't tell people that they're fat if they're fat. You can't say stuff like that. You can't say, drink this and you'll lose 20 pounds in 20 minutes. You can't say stuff like that if you're in the health and fitness world. If you're in the finance world, you cannot talk about get rich quick. I've had ads shut down because they were talking about your business listings and having your business listings working right. And we used the words rich, having a rich business listing. The ad got shut down because they thought I was talking about get rich quick schemes, things like that. So you got to be careful in those two worlds. There's other things that you can say that are a little bit more lenient as far as industries and things like that, but you got to be careful of your promises. So keep that in mind. So another question that I thought I'd share with you. How do I show up in searches for folks out of town? So here in this Pensacola, Milton, Escambia, Santa Rosa County area, this person asked, how do I show up in searches for folks out of town that don't know Pensacola, or they're closer to New Orleans or Atlanta or Orlando? So this person has a website, and it's mainly geared, or their Google business listing, and it's mainly geared towards this Escambia, Santa Rosa County area. And they want to make sure that they show up to places outside of the area, New Orleans, Atlanta, Orlando. That's going to really depend on your search engine optimization strategy on your website. If you want to show up in other areas, probably the quickest thing to do, or one of the easiest things to do, is you need to build a separate landing page on your website for those areas that you want to reach. Now, your metadata, your headlines, your H2 your headlines, your tags, all that information needs to be geared towards the other cities that you want to reach. The text, everything that's in there, it's not just flip a switch. It's a bit of work to get that to work for other cities, but you want to target those cities in that data, the back end of the website, if you're trying to reach those other cities. So there's a couple of questions. We'll come back tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, and we'll do a couple more questions. But let me read that quote one more time to you, because like I said a couple days ago, what you want to do is you want to be bold. I know things might be going bad in the world right now, but you need to make sure that you're telling your customers and your prospects that you're here for them, that you're still here to serve them. No matter what's going on in the world, you're going to take care of them to the best of your ability. So here's that quote again from Theodore Roosevelt that my wife sent. Let's get that right there. Yep, there's the man. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. All right. Hope you enjoyed this time. I'll be back and answer some more questions. Take care.